guys, welcome to my channel Among Stouts. My name is Samantha, and if you are new here, I am a new homeschooling mom of 4 kids. And in today's video, I actually wanted to go ahead and give you guys an update on how our first full year of homeschooling is going. So we have gotten through our first 6 weeks, and we are in the middle of our 7th week, which we are using as our fall break here in our homeschool. And so I just wanted to go ahead and do this video and update you guys on how all of the things are going, how the curriculum is working, how our schedule is working, or how things are not working, and just give you guys a little update into how things are in our homeschool right now. So without further ado, I went ahead and got my handy dandy notes here, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is our schedule. I have made our schedule to where the only thing that is timed out is our morning. So my kids wake up, their morning routine, and our chores and morning time and what we do at the table. And so after what we do at the table, we then have snack, and then we go upstairs and we start our independent workflows. And so our schedule needs adjusting. Where my kids are doing certain subjects, where during their independent time, and then also what we are doing in the mornings at morning time needs adjusting. And I can get into that more probably here in a couple minutes about why our morning time might need adjustment. And then the other part of our schedule that needs adjusting is my toddler's nap time. And so I need to work in a more seamless nap time routine for him so that my kids' independent subjects aren't being as impacted when they need my help, because he's 2, and so when I'm putting him down for nap, he doesn't always go down right away. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes, sometimes it can take a really long time. And so I'm working on him not needing me in his room to put him down for nap so that I can put him in and go and get into independent work with my kids, or working on a more effective means of getting him to sleep so that he gets to sleep faster. So I don't really know what that is going to look like right now, but I'm working on it because his nap time is having an impact on our independent schedule flow, especially when it pertains to my 6-year-old. Okay, so our morning time. During our morning time, we don't have a basket. So for some people it's their morning time basket, but we don't necessarily have a basket. So I just call it our morning time. And we have all of our stuff on one of the walls by our eating area that it's like a hanging folder or something. And we keep all of our stuff in there. So we have our devotional, our prayer book, our gather round, our handwriting, and also our read aloud. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about gather round. My kids absolutely love it. And honestly, I love it too. I love the work pages. I love the themes or the topics. I love the information that's provided. But what I don't love, and what has been really hard on me, is the reading. There is so much reading in gather round. And when I add all of that reading to what I'm already reading when it pertains to our prayer book, our devotional, and then our read aloud, and also when I'm working one-on-one with my 6-year-old, all of the reading I'm doing too, and with her, it's a lot. I do a lot of reading, and I'm so tired of it. By the end of the 6 weeks, I just felt all read out. Like I could read no more. And honestly, I didn't. We didn't finish out our 6th week doing our read aloud or even our gather round because I just was burnt out on reading. And so with that said, I'm trying to figure out ways to make it to where gather round still works in our homeschool, because like I said, my kids and I honestly really truly do love this curriculum. And I know a lot of people use it as a standalone, and that's how it works for them. But using it as a standalone just isn't something that I'm comfortable doing in my homeschool. So we do add in other subjects to dive deeper in our homeschool along with gather round. And so I'm considering implementing having my 2 older kids take turns reading some days. Some days I read, some days they take turns, and just hoping to get some of the reading off of my plate so that I am not so burnt out. When we came up to those 6 weeks, guys, I was so ready for the break. Our 6th week was just so, we didn't do much. It may as well have been like a break leading to the real break, because I was burnt out. I needed this 7th week or fall break in the worst way. Like, you have no idea. There's just so much going on. There have been homeschool struggles and doubts and things like that that have hindered me and our daily flow of that sort. And so I was just really feeling burnt out, and especially with the reading, all of the reading that I was doing as it pertains to Gather Round. So if you use Gather Round, and even more importantly, if you use the Gather Round as a supplement in your homeschool, please let me know how you make it work down in the comments for your homeschool. I would love to get some suggestions and feedback on how you guys are making it work, and maybe implement some of those things to help me out. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was the read alouds that we got through. We actually only got through about two and a half read alouds. The first one that we did was Esperanza Rising. And guys, that book is so, so good. If you have not read it yet, I 100% recommend and encourage you to purchase that book right now. Purchase it now and read it as soon as you get it, because you and your kids are going to love it. 5 stars. Me, all my kids, 5 stars. That book is so good. And then we actually really love all of the books in the Who Was, What Was, When Was series. And so one of the ones that we read was What Was the Boston Tea Party, and really good, just as any of the others that we've ever read. We are loving Indescribable. And I have all of the mamas before me here on YouTube who have done this devotional and who have talked about it and recommended it. I have them to thank for even putting it on my radar, because it has been amazing. We absolutely love it, and I encourage all of you, if you're looking for a devotional for your kids, pick up Indescribable. And then the other read aloud that we're currently in the middle of is Call It Courage. And I don't know if it's my kids' ages or what, but they aren't really loving this book. They aren't really into it. They aren't captivated. They aren't like really trying hard to listen to it either. And honestly, guys, even me reading it, I myself am not into it. I think that maybe if my kids were reading it alone as an independent reader, maybe they would enjoy it. Maybe my son would enjoy it more. But it hasn't captivated them as a read aloud. And again, I'm not thoroughly enjoying reading it to them either. It's a really short and easy read, so we are going to get through it and see how the rest of the story goes and how it ends, and hopefully have a better rating and review by the end of the book. Okay, so next I wanted to talk about my own personal mom routine. It's not working. At the beginning, I was really committed to getting up early and getting my workout in, getting my shower in, and I was getting ready, finishing up getting ready by the time my kids were up and before they were out in the living room and kitchen and doing their chores. I have slacked, guys. I'm going to be 100% honest. I have slacked on this. I have been sleeping in, working out way past my kids getting up, working and showering well past them even eating breakfast, and it's just not working. Me not being committed to taking care of my own business and my routine early in the morning is not working in our homeschool. I really need to be committed to that. And if I can't commit to the early wake up time, then I need to find commitment in getting my workout done later in the day after homeschooling or at the end of the day, which should be motivation to me, because I'm not the kind of person that really likes to work out in the late afternoon or evening. I really love morning workouts, and so I'm using this as my own motivation to make sure I get up and I get going by 6:30, no later than 6:45, because there's too much chaos in our mornings right now, and that is 100% on me. And I've recognized that, and I'm going to work on it. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to go into depth on this, but I just wanted to let you guys that it is not sunshine and rainbows over here. And I just want it to be honest and keep it real. I have been having lots of struggles in my homeschool. Struggles with discouragement, struggles with doubt, struggles with overwhelm, the feeling of overwhelm, and the struggles with keeping my patience. I'm losing my patience way too often. And this isn't anything that is on my kids, or I know this isn't anything that has to do with like my kids doing anything wrong. My kids are awesome. I really do have awesome kids. But sometimes the enemy just gets a hold of my mind, and all of these things just start to pour in one by one by one until I am completely, I've succumbed to them all. And so I think this really also plays into the burnout that I'm feeling. And I'm kind of placing a lot of that on Gather Round, and I don't think that all of the blame completely goes there because, like I said, I was burnt out on reading, but I think a lot of it comes from the inner struggles that I'm having with myself and in my own mind. And so I'm working on this. I am getting in the Word. I am praying to God. I'm having these conversations with Him and just trying to hold on to Him and cling to His Word to help me pull out of these struggles that I'm having. But if you are like me and you've gone through this, you know it's not easy. You can have all of the self-positive talk that you want, and at the end of the day, you could still feel like garbage, honestly. And I'm working on it, guys. And so I'm just going to leave it at that. There have been struggles in my homeschool, and it's on me, and I'm working on it. Okay, so I wanted to talk about curriculum. And so, guys, I have been completely shocked. I went into the school year with one curriculum in particular that I had heard nothing about, but it came in my kit and we decided to go ahead and use it. And that is the Mazda's literature. And I don't use a teacher's manual because it's incredibly confusing. This curriculum is meant to be used in a school setting, but also they tailor it to where you can use it at home. But the teacher's manual, because of it being usable in the public school setting, it's just confusing. So I don't use that at all. I set my kids up with their pages and their work pages, and then they just do it. And it's mostly for reading good literature and reading comprehension. That's why I use it. And my kids, my older two kids, love it. They love the stories that they're reading in there. My oldest, who in the past has really struggled with reading comprehension, is doing amazing with this curriculum. And I would encourage you. It isn't anything that I've seen talked about here on YouTube at all. I searched because I really wanted information on this curriculum that came in my Timber Doodle kit, but I haven't heard much about it. But I will say, if you are looking for just a literature reading comprehension to add to your homeschool, check out the Mazdas. It's been really good in our homes. And so the other thing that I was skeptical about, and I honestly almost didn't do this, but we are loving it so much, is classical conversations. It took a couple months and going to an information meeting for me to finally commit, for my husband and I to finally commit to doing classical conversations, because I wasn't sold on the repetition and the memory work aspect of it. And so let me just say, it has been so great. It is 100% up my girls' alley. My girls are, like, through song, are just learning so much, and all of the things that they're learning through repetition and song is just, it's been awesome. But I think the other part of it has been the community. Our CC community days, like I've said in the past, are on Fridays, and our community is so great, so great. I don't know that while I'm having some struggles, I don't think that our homeschool up to this far would be as successful it is without having that community added in. The day, like the struggles and the hard days would be so much harder if I didn't have, if we didn't have our CC community days to look forward to or to immerse ourselves in. So it's been really good for us. And we also, my kids love the memory work. It's really simple and easy to add into our days. All of our curriculum doesn't revolve around CC, so they do the memory work and that, and a few pages here and there of like practice, and that's about it. But it's been really easy to add in. I am really, really loving Matthew C for my 6-year-old. It has been incredible for her. As far as my older 2 kids go, they've done some math lessons for living education, some Matthew C, and I think that the older that my kids get, it just becomes harder on me doing the math. And so that is something, both the Matthew C and math lessons for living education are just something that my kids, they don't mind doing it. They like doing it. They also really enjoy math. But I would say that it's a bigger hassle for me with the grading and the explaining and the teaching of the concepts has been more challenging on me than on them. And so for that reason, I am so excited that starting up with our next 6-week term, my older 2 kids are going to be switching to teaching textbooks, and they've already done a couple lessons on there so far, and it's incredible. They absolutely love it. They love doing their math on there, and it's been so good for me to know that my kids are still being taught the lesson and the grading's also being done. So it really takes some of the pressure off of me, and when it comes to math. And then it also just lightens my load a little bit. Like I've already said, there are struggles in my homeschool that I'm having. And anything that I can do to lighten my load but still have it be really effective in my homeschool and for my kids' learning, I'm going to do it. And teaching textbooks is one of those things that we are committed to adding in and changing. So from now on, we are probably going to put their math books on the bookshelf and just do teaching textbooks from here on out. Maybe we'll pull the math books out if they finish out with their lessons quicker or for extra math practice or something. But I am so excited to be making that switch for my 2 older kids. And the last 2 things that I wanted to talk about that are incredible, amazing, we love these in our homeschool for all 3 of my kids are, well, one of them is for all 3 of my kids, and then another one is for one of my kids. Language lessons for living education. We absolutely love this curriculum. My older 2 kids love the Bible story book that is included with it, that they do as a part of the curriculum. I love the layout. I love the approach of it. It's simple but effective. And so my older 2 kids are loving that. And then I'm loving doing my 6-year-old is in the level 1, and it's been really good for her. It's working out really well. I don't have any complaints on it either. And then if you guys remember, I had purchased one particular writing curriculum for my oldest because he's a reluctant writer. But then when we joined Classical Conversations, they use something different. And so I held on to the other one because I'm like, just in case this doesn't work, I want to have the backup. I haven't had to go to the backup because, guys, IEW writing is a godsend. It has been so amazing, so incredible. The writing that my son is already doing is, he has far surpassed where I thought that we would be in his writing curriculum 6 weeks in. It has just been game changer. If you have a reluctant writer and you're looking for a writing program, IEW is where it is at. You get all of the resources that you need to teach it, but also there's so much extra resources in their student resource binder that pairs with the curriculum that are really beneficial. And I would also encourage you, if you do go with IEW, on the website you can sign up for a membership, and then you have access to watch webinars. I don't know exactly, like they're webinars and they help you to teach each unit. Yes. I love IEW, and Andrew Pudua, I think that's how you say his name, is awesome. I promise you, if you have a reluctant writer, try this curriculum. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was some of the add-ons that we have in our homeschool. The busy work that we have. We are doing geography and critical and creative thinking both by Evan Moore. We love those. They are just 1 page a day or here or there, however you see fit on adding them in. And my kids really enjoy doing them. They both have like really fun little projects that my kids can do, and they enjoy it. So I don't mind having it because it's something that they can go and easily do without needing much instruction from me. And then the other is Spelling UC. We're doing it. My kids don't love it, and neither do I. It's kind of meh. I don't think that I would purchase it again, but we will finish out with what we have. I think that the spelling that they get in the language lessons for living education, as well as the spelling that's in Gather Round, is more than enough. And so the only reason why we have Spelling UC is because it came in my Timberdoodle kit. So I would probably exclude that next year. I mean, I will exclude it next year from our kit. It just doesn't seem like, I don't know, it's just, there's nothing great about it, and there's a lot of extra busyness within it that my kids would just prefer to not do. And so it just doesn't work for us. And then the other thing is, the last and final thing that I wanted to talk about is handwriting. My kids are about a little more than halfway through with their handwriting from The Good and the Beautiful. And like I've said before, we used handwriting curriculum from The Good and the Beautiful last school year because I did pull my kids out of public school midway. And so we finished out the school year using some homeschool curriculum, and one of those being the handwriting. And it's fun. My kids love it. But once they finish their current books, I don't think that I will repurchase the handwriting from The Good and Beautiful again. And not because we don't like it. We really do like it, and it's fun. They enjoy doing it. But I actually have a membership to Mom Strong International, and it's by Heidi St. John. And so I do those Bible studies every month, but they also offer scripture writing. And so it is just copy work, and they have a cursive and a manuscript version. And so I actually went ahead and printed that off this month for my kids, and they really enjoy doing it. So I just don't think it's necessary to have them do the scripture writing and the handwriting from The Good and the Beautiful. So I'll have them finish out their handwriting from The Good and the Beautiful, and then we'll just switch over to doing the scripture writing, the monthly scripture writing from Mom Strong International. And so I will list her website down below if you're interested or curious about what that is. And so there you have it, guys. That is our 6-week update. As you can see, lots of things are working in our homeschool. Some things are not working, and I'm going to make changes and adjustments as necessary in some of those areas. If you guys enjoy this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you here as a part of my community. And also, don't forget to let me know in the comments how you make Gather Round Homeschool work for you and your family in your homeschool. And so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!